Liam Manning gets sacked as Norwich City lose 2-1 at home to Leicester. Who will be the new Norwich City head coach? And should Ben Napper be trusted in appointing the next head coach? All in this week's episode. So, hello everyone, good afternoon, good evening, good morning. It's time for another Bleed Norwich podcast. All three of us are here this week. Obviously, Jack wasn't available last week due to prior commitments. Baller League. Yes, the news is out. Norwich have sacked Liam Manning. Hallelujah, but Ben Napper's still in the job. So, yeah, not all smiles yet, but I'm starting to turn that frown upside down. But let's go round and see how everyone is. Jack, how are you today, buddy?
Very well, thank you, mate. How are you?
Yeah, keeping well. Alex, how are you?
Yeah, not too bad.
Not too bad. There we go. We're all a bit more positive now that Liam Manning's been sacked, despite the fact that Norwich once again lost at home to Leicester 2-1. There was very little positives to take from that game. I think one of the main positives we can take from it is that it was Liam Manning's last game as a Norwich head coach. And the other positive is that Matthias Kviskorn is looking to be a real talent. Other than that, not really too great. But we'll probably leave off the Leicester game because it's been very monotonous to what it has been for the rest of the season that we've played already. But we'll talk about Liam Manning.
Yep.
Alex, we'll go to you first. Norwich's worst head coach ever.
Yeah, ridiculous, really, that he kept in the job for that long. I think.
Yeah, I think I said this in the YouTube video that went out straight after Manning got sacked. I think we done it a month too late, and we needed to act upon it quicker. And it was really contradicting the fact that Mark Atanasio said 10 days prior to Liam Manning sacking
But he's
that
got his full backing.
Yeah, and
Strange one, really.
it is. Jack, what did you make of it?
Yeah, I think in terms of worst head coach, manager, whatever you want to call him, ever, it's hard to disagree with. Which, don't get me wrong, I think it's a bit of a shame because I think you look at what he done with Bristol last year. Obviously, it's not difficult to see that he overperformed with Bristol. But I think we can all agree that we had very high hopes. We thought, the season's going to be an absolute belter. Obviously, it's not been. It's been quite unfortunate. And there's a bit of me that wanted him to come good. It didn't happen. I think teams found out very quick that the system's not working, and they found ways to exploit that very easily. But no, all in all, it's a bittersweet one because we all wanted him gone. He's gone, which is brilliant. But at the same time, I'm sat here thinking, what could have been under Liam Manning if things were different. But all in all, I think there are brighter times ahead.
Yeah, I really like the point you made there, Jack, about how we were all very optimistic when Liam Manning came in. And like you say, he overperformed with Bristol City last season. And we all wanted Liam Manning to work out because there was some sort of, I don't know, local hero sense to it. Liam Manning coming from Norfolk, was being born in Norwich as well. And we all wanted him to succeed, being a hometown boy as well, and it just didn't work out at all, and it just became an absolute disaster. And is the damage done already, or is there enough of the season for Norwich to turn it around? We're still yet to see. I mean, Ben Napper's still here, so only half the job is done in terms of sacking personnel at the club. But yeah, Liam Manning, disastrous, very poor. And one thing that always sort of stood out for me about Liam Manning, Jack, we done a segment of this on a podcast together. I think after we played Wrexham and lost 3-2, and it was the fact that we never really understood Liam Manning's style of play then.
Yeah.
And you go a month and a half, nearly 2 months down the line from that Wrexham game, we still never really saw Liam Manning's style of play. And that was a big issue for me. There was no blueprint from Liam Manning, was there, Alex?
No, it's kind of hit and miss all over the place, really. Was it a 5-back? Was it a 4-4-2? We just never knew what formation it was going to be. Even when the lineups were announced, it was always all over the place, really.
Yeah, and the constant sort of changing of formation in game as well. I mean, we saw
during games as well. Yeah,
on multiple occasions this season. I mean, Swansea is probably one of the better ones to look at. Is we went 4-4-2 halfway through into the first half. That worked, and then started the second half. We changed to a 5-back. It's very confusing, and even on Saturday, and the one substitution that will always just haunt me about Liam Manning's tenure would be in the 81st minute with conceded to Leicester. It's 1-1. And the substitution that we make is taking off Oscar Schwartau for Rory McConville. Jack, that substitution alone, doesn't that just sum up Liam Manning's tenure?
Yeah, it does. You can see why he done it from
playing for the draw, playing for at home.
Listen, I'm not sat here saying I agree with it. I'm sat here saying that I can see why he done it. That's all there is to it. I think, you put your footballing head on. I understand we were at home. You shouldn't really be doing that at home. But I understand why he done it. We need points on the board, and fuck me, if grinding out a 1-1 draw, he's going to do that, fine. It didn't happen. It didn't work. But yeah, like I say, you can see why he done it.
I mean, if the objective was to play for a draw, which I believe it was by a substitution, you can see why he done it. But ultimately, it failed. Like a lot of the in-game changes he had made. I mean, his substitutions this season have been horrendous. I can't remember one player coming off the bench and really making a solid impact and helping the team perform. So it's that substitution from Saturday will always baffle me. I think Liam Manning's mentality, to play for a draw at home, shows just a lack of faith in players. His constant throwing players under the bus in post-match interviews, and I don't know, his post-match interviews just seemed, he just kept repeating himself. Fuck it, all about behaviours, and it's just one of those. And yeah, I mean, as much as I wanted Liam Manning to turn things around and come good at Norwich and sort of be that boyhood club hero, so to speak, he just bored me in that last sort of month or two of his tenure. It was just boring watching his football, listening to him speak after each game. He just disastrous. But yeah,
awful,
nothing really more to add on that one, is there?
No.
But we will touch on other things that sort of maybe influenced Liam Manning's sacking. I don't dispute that the results influenced it, but obviously Atanasio did say 10 days prior that he's given Manning his full backing, and what changed 10 days later? We had 2 home games in that time where we saw mass fan protests calling for Manning to be sacked, calling for Napper to be sacked, calling for the executive board to be sacked at Norwich City Football Club. And I mean, we've seen what fan protests and the voice of fans, it actually does have an influence on these decisions. The voices made after the stadium redevelopments getting put on hold, and now Manning being sacked. I don't dispute that. The fan protest has had a massive influence on that. Would you agree, Alex?
Yeah, it has in a way, but he didn't help himself.
No.
He definitely didn't help himself in the way he was playing, the way what he was doing, how he perceived himself in the interviews after. He just wasn't helping himself at all. In that sort of sense.
I fully agree.
But, but the fan pressure on him and the fans all coming together and protesting against him and everything, that did have a big influence on it as well.
Yeah, I fully agree, especially considering Athletic did say he has his full backing. I think Manning's previous 2 home games, his last 2 home games, being Norwich City head coach, straight down the tunnel in both of them.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. That was.
He's
and he's the one going on about how his players have to have good behaviours and all this sort of stuff. He didn't have it himself.
No, exactly. Jack, what did you make of that?
I think Alex summed up really well. I think it's good from Mark to kind of go back on what he said. It takes a lot to go back on your own word that you've said on national radio. It shows that the fans' voices were heard. It shows that maybe Mark's in that and thought that the fans are losing faith. If you need anyone on your side, it's the fans. So I'm unsure if you boys covered this on the last episode in regards to the protests. I agree with protesting. I think it's brilliant. Great idea. But where it goes a little bit too far is when wives, girlfriends, families, kids are having abuse thrown at them outside at full time is a no. It's a massive no. Because they feel it as well. The families feel it, if worse than what we do, because they'll be pissed off and disappointed, right? But then let's not forget the blokes who are on the pitch that are playing crap, they also take that home with them. Therefore, they're getting a double dose. So not only are they getting it from the fans in this ear, they're getting it from their other half in the other. The mood around the house, it's a massive no for me when it comes to people that it's out of their control. Don't take out on them. Take out on the boys wearing the shirts on the pitch, yeah, but not to family and friends and stuff outside.
Yeah, spot on. Yeah, no, we all fully agree with what Jack has just said there. Obviously, the family and friends of the players on the pitch should not be taking the heat of what is going on at this football club. Aim your frustrations to Ben Napper, Zoe Webber in a respectful manner, or as respectful as possible. Obviously, want them out, but the name calling that we have read online is it's quite disgusting towards the players' family, and obviously that shouldn't happen. Protest should happen, but in a respectful manner, which I believe they mostly were after the Leicester game. It was the whole game where that sort of trouble arose. But it does show that fan voice and fan protests do have influence. I think with Ben Napper still at the club, I think if things turn sour with the new head coach within the first 5 games of his tenure, I could see those protests coming straight back.
Can I just say, I think it's still going to be that little bit hostile, no matter who comes in, because we've got one of the 3 out, right? Yeah. But it's not just going to get better now. Ben Napper's not going to. Surely he can't sit there and think, right, got rid of Liam Manning. I'm in the clear now, chaps. Him and Zoe sat there over a glass of red. They're not gonna sit there and think, no danger.
Absolutely.
And if they are, they're horribly wrong, because it's not just going to stop. It's not just going to go away. We're still in a shit position in the table. Obviously, that's not going to change overnight. I just hope for their sake that this next appointment is bob on and we kick on now.
Of course. We will touch all about the next appointment and who it could potentially be all in the next segment. Well, we're going to take a break here, guys, and we'll see you after the break. Follow Bleed Norwich on Instagram, for all the latest Norwich City Football Club. So, welcome back to the next segment, everyone. We're going to talk about who do we get in next as Norwich City head coach. We'll talk through all the options that are available and looking likely that it could be one of them. We'll run through the odds list that I got just before we filmed the podcast, so there might be some changes. As of now, Norwich City have not announced a new head coach. But yes, we will start we'll go through the top 5 sort of in terms of odds. We've got Michael Carrick sitting at 6-1, Brendan Rodgers sitting at 5-1, Russell Martin in third sitting at 3-1, Daniel Farker at second sitting with 5-2. Gary O'Neill is the number 1 at the minute at 2-1. Out of that list of 5 head coaches, I think there's probably only 2 that are probably going to be likely going to happen. That are out of jobs and looking to get back into management, and that could do a job. Obviously, Daniel Farke is still at Leeds. He might be sacked soon. We don't know. Michael Carrick, he did say, I think it was a Monday Night Football. It was in some football show over the weekend where he's expressed his enjoyment that he's now out of management, gets to spend a bit more time with family. So we can kind of rule him out. And then it leaves you with Brendan Rodgers, Russell Martin, Gary O'Neill. I think Brendan Rodgers is a bit out of our reach, I'll be perfectly honest. So it does narrow it down to 2, and I think that's Gary O'Neill or Russell Martin. Jack, we'll go to you. Alex, we're going to go to you first, actually. Gary O'Neill or Russell Martin, and why?
I don't want Russell Martin.
So you want Gary O'Neill then?
Yeah. Well, yeah, but
in an ideal world, it would be neither, I think.
Yeah. It would be neither at the moment, really, because they're both not shown a lot, to be honest.
Yeah,
in some sense.
Yeah, no, I can see that.
But out of the 2, if I had to, if it was only them 2, Gary O'Neill.
Jack, we'll go to you. Gary O'Neill, Russell Martin.
So, firstly, I'd like to respectfully disagree with what Alex has said in regards to they've not really done much. Purely because Gary O'Neill, right? I believe it was, I want to say it was Bournemouth. It might have been Wolves. I'm not sure. It was one of them 2.
Well, he's managed both.
Yeah. Cheers, mate. I've done this thing called research. I think I've got a feeling it was Bournemouth when he kept them up that season in the Prem. They were looking down and out, and he kept them up. Went on a streak at the end of the season, kept them up. I think he got the sack that summer.
Yeah, he did. And Iraola came in, and now Bournemouth are in European spots potentially.
So he knows how to grind out games. He knows how to get results. He knows how to get points on the board. What do we need at the moment? We need points on the board. We need to grind out results. We need to bring the togetherness back between pitch to stands. We need to bring that unity. So I think Gary O'Neill is a good shout. And again, Russell Martin last season, not last season, season before when he went up with Southampton. I mean, I thought he'd done a stellar job there in the Championship. Knows how to win games. Knows how to get points. They went on a run of winning however many games on the spin. So I think in terms of, I agree somewhat with what Alex is saying, but I think in terms of the Championship, Russell Martin knows how to win games, knows how to get results. I understand didn't really go well for him in the Prem. And again, at Rangers, didn't really go well for him there. But in terms of Championship, which is the league we're in a really, really awful position. I think I would rather Gary O'Neill purely because I don't want things to go wrong for Russell Martin here, because he has left behind a really, really good legacy and a good name for himself in a Norwich shirt. The last thing I'd want to see is him come in as manager, have an absolute howler, and his name is in the mud amongst Norwich fans. That's one thing that I wouldn't want to see for him. But again, if he comes in, he does a good job, I think.
Yeah, no, some very well made points, Jack. I will play devil's advocate with you
Of course.
here. Obviously, you disagreed with Alex's point is that you haven't done a lot. I think Alex's reasoning probably behind that. If I'm just speaking, I'm speaking on your behalf here, Alex. But I'm just trying to think about your reasoning behind this. Gary O'Neill's obviously last tenure was at Fulham, not Fulham, sorry, Wolves.
Wolves.
Where did Fulham come into my head?
You're not well.
Yeah, no, I'm not. Was at Wolves and obviously ended quite sour there. You did
Yeah.
get the sack. And then you look at Russell Martin's, sacked at Southampton, where Southampton were awful in the Premier League.
Mm-hmm.
A horrible stint at Rangers as well, where he was hounded out by the fans. So in terms of what Alex has said, they haven't shown a lot. I think in sort of their more recent years in managerial positions, they haven't. But Jack, just to back up your point, what Gary O'Neill done with Bournemouth was brilliant, and what he done, at the start of his career with Wolves was also brilliant. So I think and what Russell Martin done with Southampton in the Championship and with Swansea in the Championship with MK Dons as well, all done really, really well. So there is pros and cons, I think, to both of them.
Yeah.
And it's just where we're at right now. Are we looking for a playing style? Are we looking to sort of have someone in that's going to play an attractive style of football? Are we in it for it stylistically in terms of this new head coach? Or are we looking at someone who can galvanise the players and get them to grind out results and keep us in this division? That's where I'm at. So Alex, I'll come with you first. Would you rather a manager that maybe will take slightly longer to settle in, but stylistically will play the football that we will enjoy? Or would you rather have someone that will come in straight away, galvanise these players and get results?
Football is a results games business at the end of the day. And we need results right now
Yeah,
to stay in this league.
Yeah, I think
it's all well playing fancy football, but if you don't get the results, you're fucked.
No, spot on. And that's where I think these two candidates really sort of come down to. Russell Martin, we know he likes to play possession-based football. We know, he stylistically, his football in the Championship with a team that's going to be dominating the league will be very pretty on the eye, which is great. But I think with this Norwich side, that's going to take a lot of time to bed in and get them playing that style that's going to dominate games. Because right now, we're so low on confidence within the squad. And getting this squad to play, a very pretty style of football. That's we're gonna keep a lot of the ball, nice intricate passing in between the lines and stuff like that. I think that's going to take time to bed in. Gary O'Neill, a bit more robust and a bit more. I think he's got that sense of galvanising play. I'm not saying Gary O'Neill's style of football is bad. I'm just saying it's different to what Russell Martin's is, and it will more likely grind out results quicker than what Russell Martin's will. So for me, I agree with Alex. Football's a results-based business. Right now, we're in desperate need of results. I think Gary O'Neill, out of the two, is the one that I'd like to see. Jack?
Yeah, I think what you've said is brilliant. I think you've hit the nail on the head. But I think in terms of kind of results and kind of knowing what it means to the fans, I think Russell Martin will know a lot more than what obviously Gary O'Neill will in terms of what it means to be a Norwich fan. So I think he'd be able to bring that kind of grit and determination and kind of get a mean side out of some of the players that need to be a lot more powerful. You look at the likes of Medic, Topic. I mean, the blokes are built like brick shithouses, right? But I've not seen anything. It looks like Topic is scared to go in for a challenge. I feel like get a decent manager in who knows what it means to play for the shirt. We'll get that out of him. So I think I'd rather Russell Martin in terms of that. And yeah, I see what you mean by he's a possession pace.
Can't get your words out.
Play a bit of no. He likes Jesus fucking
Possession-based football. There you go.
That's the one.
It's a long day.
He likes, long day. He likes to play possession-based football, and that will take a little bit of time.
Yeah,
but I think at the same time as that, I think he'll see that we're in a really, really shit position, and he'll kind of get the boys up for every game. I'm not being funny, but every game for the rest of the season is a cup final for us. We need to win it.
Yeah, spot on. It's very interesting because I think with Russell Martin, for me, it's very evident he doesn't have a plan B when it comes to his sort of his style of play. We saw it with Southampton in the Premier League. He tried playing that same possession-based football, beating the press style of play, and it didn't work. And now I'm thinking Norwich City, we're very low on confidence. Obviously, we know we've got quality in this squad. We know we do. I just don't know if he's going to be able to adapt his style of play to make sure that we do win games, even though we are slightly low on confidence and we do need to pick up results. Can he get that sort of gritty, dirty side out of this team and be able to pick up those 1-0 away wins, or will it just be he'll try to play pretty football the whole time? That's just an issue with me. And obviously with Russell Martin as well, his demise in his managerial career over the last 2 seasons has been slightly concerning for me, and I think he needs a proper break out of football. That stint at Southampton in the Premier League that he had was horrendous.
Yeah,
Genuinely horrendous. They were by far the worst team I've seen in the Premier League since Derby County were in the Premier League, and arguably even worse than them. And then you look at Gary O'Neill. Yes, he got sacked from Wolves, but he wasn't doing a horrendous job at Wolves. He was still winning games. In his last 6 games, he won 2 of them. He just went on a 4-game losing run. That was the issue. And losing to Ipswich, he got the sack for Wolves last season. But I feel for Gary O'Neill, he's not. He's had a fair break. He's been away from managerial duty since December 2024, so a whole year out.
Yeah,
Russell Martin's only been out of the job for a month or so, and
if that.
Yeah, if that. And I feel like Russell Martin, I would love him to one day become Norwich head coach or manager or whatever, but I just think he needs a real break from coaching position, because his last 2 spells, his Premier League spell with Southampton and his spell with Rangers, were genuinely horrific.
Awful, yeah.
And I just feel like he might just need some time out, because jumping into this Norwich job, it's not going to be an easy job. This is probably, out of all Russell Martin's jobs so far, this might be the hardest.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from.
I just don't think he should jump into
pick this current Norwich team up in current position after coming out of a job where you've pretty much not done really well with the Rangers side. It's just going to be, it could basically make or break his career in managerial terms.
Yeah, no, spot on. Like you say, if he, because it's going to be very mentally strainful for Russell Martin as well. Like you say, he's just had a really, really bad spell. A lot of these players will know that Russell Martin just had a really, really bad spell. He's got to do an extra bit of work to galvanise these players compared to what Gary O'Neill would have to. Because Gary O'Neill's had a year out.
Yeah, if Russell Martin goes and messes this one up, it could just ruin his reputation as a manager.
Yeah. So, and I again, like I said, I just think Russell Martin needs a break from. But I would love Russell Martin to one day become Norwich manager, because that would make a great story. But I just don't think right now Norwich.
We can't be sentimental about it though.
Yeah, no spot. Yeah, exactly. We can't be. That's just my thoughts.
Right now, we need someone to come in and do a good job
and get results.
And
I think Gary O'Neill is probably
really needed current.
It's probably the better of the two for doing that. Jack, you look like you're disagreeing.
No, I mean, listen, I agree somewhat with what you boys say, but I think it could make or break his career. I feel like you boys are more looking at the side of the break of his career. Now, what happens if he comes in, right, and we go on an unbelievable run? He keeps us up and we finish, say, top 12? Right? No.
Snap your hand off. I'd snap your hand off.
But that's the thing. I feel like you boys are very much more on the side of, listen, he had a bit of a shit run in the Prem with Southampton. He had a diabolical time up in Scotland with Rangers. Right? I feel that you boys are very much like...
I just think it's too soon for him.
Yeah, no, I see your point, Jack. We are very...
I know where you're coming from.
We're being
I just think it's
minded.
Too soon after being chucked out of another squad team.
His Rangers stint was very bad. It ended very badly for him. I just think he needs a bit more of a break. And I just think this Norwich job stylistically won't work for him. You look at the clubs he's gone to. He's gone to the biggest clubs in those leagues, respectively. Like, you look at Southampton. He joined Southampton when they were in the Championship. One of the bigger clubs in that league got them promoted. He joined Rangers, arguably one of the biggest or second biggest, joint biggest club in Scotland, alongside Celtic. You look at Swansea. Swansea are a very big side in the Championship as well. Joined them, done okay. Got the move to Southampton from it. But I'm just going to have a look at where MK Donswell went, because if they're in League Two, I think they're in League One. So he took over MK Don in League One. So done okay, I think. Was it League One or was League Two? It was League One. Yeah, so he took over in League One. Again, MK Dons are probably an average size team in that league. Norwich City are one of the bigger clubs in the Championship, but right now, where he picks us up from at this point in the season, the squad's low on confidence. The fans are angry, not at Russell Martin, but at the sporting director, and the executive board. He's coming into a shit show.
Yeah,
and I'm not saying Russell Martin can't turn it around. I just think out of the two candidates, I think Gary O'Neill is probably more likely to galvanise the players, and because he's picked up sides from the bottom, like Bournemouth, like Wolves. He's picked them up from the bottom. He's galvanised the players, and he's got results. And I think Gary O'Neill, for the job that we need right now to galvanise players, get results, get out of the relegation zone, Gary O'Neill makes the ideal candidate for me out of the two.
If it's based on them two, then yeah, currently. Because you don't want a manager that's just been sacked on a bit of a down at the moment.
Yeah.
To come to a club that's already on a down, I don't think it will help him, to be honest with you.
Jack,
I don't think he'll help us at current.
Jack, I'm intrigued because I feel like you've definitely got something to say.
Right.
Oh dear. Whenever you say right, I get nervous.
No, so my thought process is, Alex, I completely agree with you, mate. Russ is on a bit of a downer. We are. I mean, all you have to do is look at the table, right? But do you not think the optimism around Russell Martin, Norwich City gaffer, do you not think that would bring in, like I say, optimism from us as the fans, Russ and his backroom staff as well? Let's not forget, the backroom staff that we've got at the moment literally worked with Russell Martin when he was playing here. So it's familiar faces. They all know him, right? I just think there, boys. Russell Martin. Even if it was, and I think this is how it should be, right? I think it should be a short-term contract until the end of the season, right? For whoever we get in, whether that's Russell Martin, whether that's Gary O'Neill, Will Still, Neil Warnock, whoever the fuck you want to put in the hat, even if it was Pep Guardiola, 6 months till the end of the season, or however many pissing months it is, right, to the end of the season, right, and we go from there. If come the end of the season, right, whoever has come in has pulled off an absolute fucking blinder, right, and keeps us up, I don't know where we'll finish, right? And at this point, as long as we're not in the bottom three, I can give a fuck, right? But whoever comes in should be on a short-term contract. End of the season, we reevaluate at the end of the year when Napper's pissed off.
Yeah, I do agree with what you're saying.
Yeah.
But my counter argument to that is, do you think there's any head coach / manager out there that would take a short term contract?
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, it is an interesting one. And you know what? I think what is also good with Norwich as well right now, no, we're in a bad position. We're in a very bad place, but we're still an attracting project for head coaches. We have the financial infrastructure. We have a good owner in Atanasio. We do. He's got a lot of learning to do, but he's got the best intentions for us. The only question marks is Ben Napper, but there is a project there at Norwich City that head coaches will want to be part of, and they will want to succeed as well. Because taking Norwich out of the relegation zone and getting them promoted next season, that would look great on that manager's CV or head coach's CV. Sorry, whoever takes us up. So
yeah,
I just don't. My only question is there going to be a head coach out there that'll want a short term contract? Because I agree with you, Jack. I think a short term contract would probably work out best for everyone, considering that we're still paying Johannes Thorpe's contract off. We're going to be paying Liam Manning off for another 3 and a bit years,
and have to pay another manager's wages at the same time.
Exactly. So a short term contract.
So we'll be paying 3 managers' contracts at the same time.
But yeah, that was
a lot of money going out of the club.
Good debate, I think. I think like the group's very torn on Russell Martin and Gary O'Neill. I think me and Jack are very much. No, sorry, me and Alex are very much Gary O'Neill. Jack's very much Russell Martin. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, guys. Can
I just say, sorry to interrupt, I don't want Russell. I don't think Russell Martin will get the job. I think it'll be someone else. But I don't think it'll be Russell Martin or Gary O'Neill.
No. Yeah.
Who do you think will get the job?
Will Still.
Here's a name that has been put out there.
He isn't, but do you know where he is in the odds list right now?
Who gives a fuck?
No,
if I go slap 100 quid on him, he'll go up the rankings.
You put 100 on, I'll put 100 on.
And he'll shoot up to wherever.
Yeah, he would.
That's how the odds work, to be honest with you. It's just...
But, there's no smoke without fire. You know what I mean?
I know, but if I stick 100 on, you stick 100 on, Jack sticks 100 on, he shoots up the order.
She'll do it. No, let's not. Gamble responsibly, okay? Anyway, leave in the comments below, would you rather Russell Martin or Gary O'Neill? We're going to quickly move on to the... Or anyone else. I will still.
Thank you.
We will get on to our quiz questions, which we've all prepared today. Who wants to go first today? Or am I going first?
Alex can go first.
I'll go first then. Touching on Gary O'Neill and Russell Martin.
Yeah.
Both of them featured in our playoff final win. What was the starting 11?
Fucking hell.
Fuck me. All right. Oh. God. Right. Hang on. We'll finish writing this down. I think I've got most of it, but we'll finish writing down in a second. Right, Jack, do you want to go next, or do you want me to go next?
Yeah, so in the 93 season, when we went on our outstanding UEFA Cup run, which non-European player, I believe the only non-European player featured in our away victory to Bayern Munich?
Couldn't tell you. I think I've got a name, but I don't know if it's right. Right, my question is, what are the last 5 players to have scored a hat-trick for Norwich City? That's the last 5 players. So some players might have one or more than one hat-trick for the club. But it is the last 5 players. Right, we're going to take a break here, guys, and we'll catch you after the break. Follow Bleed Norwich on X for all the latest Norwich City Football Club updates. So we're back for the next segment. Apparently, I've been mistaken. It's actually the last 5 players that scored a hat-trick for Norwich City. Apparently, I said the last 3. I don't know if I did, but it is the last 5. That's my question, not the last 3. But the third segment of this podcast, we're going to be talking about why we still can't trust Ben Napper to make this head coach appointment. And we still can't trust Ben Napper to make the right decisions in January. But we're going to be talking about what we need to do in January to stay up and what's our target for the rest of the season. But yeah, we'll go on to Ben Napper. The fact that Ben Napper is still at the club and has been given the responsibility of finding the next head coach is absolutely criminal. He's failed on 2 occasions, and the Liam Manning appointment failed horrendously. And that was awful, shocking. And he sacked Johannes Hoff-Thorup, who played, a pretty style of football, and I felt like he'd get a tune out of these players. And I think given another summer, I think he could have really done something with this club. But alas, we are here in this situation that we're currently in. And hindsight is a great thing. But Ben Napper making it, how important is this appointment, Jack? This next head coach appointment.
Obviously, it's going to be a big one because it makes or break, I think, our status in the Championship. I think get it right, we stay up. Get it wrong, we go down. But at the same time, I think my question to you boys, going off the back of this, is would you take us kind of getting in someone kind of exciting football and we go down and we rebuild and maybe enter a new 5-year plan? Or would you want someone to come in and kind of grind out a sloppy 1-0 win for the rest of the season and we potentially stay up? Because let's face it, it's a tough one for whoever comes in. But yeah, ultimately, I think if he gets this next appointment fucking bob on, I think all gets forgotten about and he stays for another few years.
To answer your first question, Jack, we need to get someone in that gets results, and that keeps us in this division.
Yeah, we did kind of touch on that, didn't we? Type thing.
Yeah, but to go down, I think relegation can't be an option, as Atanasio said.
If he brings someone in that will send us down, that is his career, or start of his career as a sporting director over. To be honest with you.
Yeah,
he cannot get another thing wrong at Norwich, because if he does, he is ruining his reputation to go on. What other club will want to touch him after failing on 3 occasions at one club?
And also, Jack, just to counter argument your question, if we did hire someone stylistically, but we still went down, wouldn't you say that the manager that we hired that's brought us down to League One would also get a sack in the summer?
No, because like I said, if he is or I'm assuming that we'll hire a bloke. Obviously, we can't be seen to be sexist here at Bleed Norwich.
Of course.
I think if we hire someone that is kind of young, exciting, has very good potential, and we do fall short and we go down, I'd be more than happy to keep him as long as there's been glimpses and good performances of what we can achieve under said manager. I think if we'd have given Jack Wilshere the job in the summer, I think we'd still potentially be in the position that we're in now. But I wouldn't be as kind of like we were with Manning, because it would be his first managerial job in professional football. I think, all right. I mean, there were nothing games for the last 2 games that he took over, but I think there were glimpses there of what we can do under a Jack Wilshere, who is young in terms of obviously managers, right? I'd sit here right now if we had Jack Wilshere, sorry, and I'd say we'll back him.
Yeah, I see it. I think if Jack Wilshere was still in the same position that Liam Manning was in come Saturday, I think people would be wanting Wilshere out as well. But I think Wilshere would have probably done a lot better than Liam Manning. From what we saw in those last 2 games last season, he did look like to be able to get a tune out of these players like that. A 0-0 draw against a promotion-chasing Middlesbrough side is really good.
When we had nothing to really play for.
We were playing for 13th place, mate. I'll have you know. Well, we looked like we were fighting for 13th place, to be fair. It was yes.
Yeah. But yeah, if a manager like him, if we would have kept with him, who knows what would have happened?
Well, hindsight's a great thing, isn't it? That's yeah. It is. But Jack, I will just ask you this: do you trust Manning to get not Manning? Sorry, do you trust Napper to get the next appointment right? Yes or no? Like, are you in full belief that he can get this appointment right? There's no doubt in your mind.
Yeah.
You believe he can?
Yeah.
No, absolutely not. I don't know what you're smoking.
Personally, I wouldn't even give him the fucking opportunity. I'd be like, you can follow Manning out the door.
Yeah, because he's failed on so many levels, and it's not just
it's not just managerial levels. His recruitment is fucking. It looked good, but it's fucking dire.
Yeah, and the squad's so off balance. Like, there's no balance in this squad. It's
even the selling side of it. This
is it. We sold Ferraris and bought in Fiestas.
Yeah.
Can I just say, right, when we made all these signings in the summer, I weren't all overly optimistic about them. You boys, on the other hand, fucking Nathan, who he's just brought in. Yeah. No, mate, I haven't got a clue who we've brought in. I've never seen the bloke before, right? I've never heard of him, right? But you boys sat there, yeah, fucking, I tell you what.
Face value, they look good.
This Medic chap, he's going to be the best thing since sliced bread. Mate, the bloke can't run fucking 10 yards without getting out of breath. Do you know what I mean?
You don't get signed for Ajax if you're not a good footballer, okay? And on face value, those signings looked good on face value. And as a football fan, you always get excited by new signings. It's just what being a fan is. You know, they've just turned out to be unbelievably mid. You know what I mean? Bang average footballers. And yeah, like I said, we've sold so many Ferraris over the last few windows, and we just keep buying in Ford Fiestas, Kia Picantos, and the like.
Hey, Kia Picantos are reliable.
Well, and Ford Fiestas, they were the best-selling car in the UK for many years, mate. So let's not put a bad name on Ford Fiestas, bud. All right?
No, but the point I'm trying to, do you know, I'm not even
There we go then. Thank you. 1-0, Jack.
Yeah,
with an assist from Alex. Nice.
Anyway, but yeah, going back to it, no, you can't give them the opportunity.
No, absolutely not. What do we need to do in January to stay up? So, obviously, we spoke about head coach. What players do we need to sign? I think we can't really pick out individuals, but what positions do we need to invest in? Alex, we'll go to you, Alex. What positions do we need to invest in?
I don't know about positions, but we need someone who can provide for our strikers.
Yeah, creative midfielder.
We need someone who's got a bit of creativity behind them. But you've got that, but they're sitting on the fucking bench.
Jacob Wright, yeah. Jacob Wright.
Whatever went wrong there between Jacob Wright and Manning, or if it didn't, who knows, but he was our most creative player.
Yeah,
he's been ditched to the bench, and you've got no creativity in the middle.
There's definitely something happening behind the scenes there. After that sending off, he made 2 substitute appearances since that sending off, which is ridiculous. He's arguably our most creative midfielder, which is worrying in itself because he's very much a deep line playmaker. So yeah, no, I agree with you. I think a creative midfielder is definitely needed in January, and I think
someone who isn't injury prone.
Yeah, it isn't injury prone.
That would be a big help.
I think
because
a bit of EFL experience as well. A bit of
someone who knows the leagues.
Exactly. Jack, any other positions that we need to invest in?
I think we need a new striker because Josh Sargent will go.
Yeah.
I was waiting for that one because I was going to say another striker. Fucking hell, we've got so many. Yeah, I think there is that argument, isn't there, that Sarge could well be off in January. And yeah, then if he does, then we like you said, we do need another centre forward potentially.
Sorry, carry on.
No, you go ahead. You go ahead.
No, I was just going to say. I mean, let's not beat around the bush here, right? This season was Josh's season to really kick on and make sure his name is well and truly in the hat for the US men's national team for the World Cup next year.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, with the way it's going at the moment, he is so far away from that team. It's unbelievable. It's, he's been labelled, obviously, from many Norwich fans, a few other fans, as the best striker in the league. Now, I somewhat still agree with that. Right? I think he's very talented. He's very good at what he does. He's just not had the chance to this season because who have we got there?
Yeah, he's providing.
I mean,
he hasn't got the team around him. He's got a shit team around him to provide for him, so he can't show his full potential.
Yeah, and it's frustrating because I think
shit.
You look at last year, they had Abu Hassan's there next to him.
Yeah,
them two bounced off each other so well. They almost reminded me of a Grant Holt and a Wes Hoolahan kind of partnership. Different, obviously different position for Borja and Wes, but the kind of the partnership that they had, the connection they had on the pitch to know where they are and what ball to play over to them. It was just nice and easy to watch. It was easy on the eye. Whereas this season, who's he got?
Yeah,
no one. Yeah, no. He's
probably had a different team around him nearly every bloody game because there's so many injuries, and that is one thing that's got to be looked at. Is why do we keep getting so many recurring injuries, and why do we keep getting an injury nearly every single week with a different player?
Yeah, and I think one of the interesting ones for me is Papa Diallo. Papa Diallo joined from Metz. I'm not sure. It's a 32 game season, maybe 34. I'm not too sure, but he played about, I think, in the mid-20s for games last season, and he only played not many full 90s, maybe one or two. Most of the time he came off the pitch in the 60-70 minute mark. Now we brought in Papa Diallo to play a 46 game season where he's playing, in his first few games he played multiple full 90s and ended up getting injured against Wrexham. Now that's poor recruitment, first of all, to sign someone who is injury prone and you're expecting him to, well, not injury prone, but doesn't have the match fitness as much as a winger that is used to playing 46 games a season, and then to expect him to play full 90s, on a Saturday and a Tuesday is ridiculous. It's poor man management, and in that sense, poor recruitment. And another position that I would like to see Norwich City sign someone in is in that left winger role. I think we lack an actual winger. We really do. We had Dobbin on loan last season. We had first refusal of him in the summer.
He wanted to come back as well, I think.
Supposedly, he did want to come back. Look how well he's doing at Preston. Preston in the top 6. I think they're third.
What could have been?
What could have been? I think a left winger, I think is needed. A creative midfielder, I think is needed. And as Jack said, if Sarge does go, a striker is most definitely needed.
Yeah. Do you think the defence needs bolstering?
We have enough numbers there. We have three.
We have enough numbers there, but are they good enough?
I think what you've then got to look at is it's January.
We're not going to be signing up.
We're not going to be going all out, and I can't see us going out and spending millions and millions of pounds
of course not.
in January because
we went halfway through the season.
Yeah, it's just one of them. I think towards the end of the window, I do honestly think that the writing will be on the wall for us.
Yeah.
As to kind of where we're likely to finish come the end of the year.
Yeah.
So it's difficult. I wouldn't bolster the defence anymore because we've got players that can play in defence. We've got the numbers there. Kenny can slot in at centre back. He can slot in at full back as well. He's such a versatile player, and I honestly think I've been a very, very big fan of his since day dot. Really, as you boys well know in the group chat. I think when the time comes when he either hangs the boots up or he leaves, I think there's going to be a massive, massive hole in our team that will take some very, very big shoes to fill.
No, fully agree. Kenny's great. I think defensively we're fine. We have players there, a lot of them. We've got 3 left backs, 2 right backs, multiple centre backs. And yes, they've not been up to scratch this season, but we know for a fact that there's a player in the likes of Harry Darling. Yeah, Harry Darling started the season really well, looked a real coup, done really well at Swansea. For me, it's man management and a lack of confidence. Yeah, that has got him in.
It just affected him.
That's affected him, and he looks really poor now. We know there's a player in there.
We have seen it.
So in terms of do we need to bolster the defence, I don't think so. I think we just need the right head coaching that can galvanise the players and get the best out of them, and that is all. What is the target for the rest of the season, guys? We're just going to quickly go round and answer this question, and then we'll go on to the next segment. So, Jack, we'll come to you first. What's the target for the rest of the season?
Stay up.
Stay up. Yeah, I agree. Alex?
Survival at this stage.
It is. That's the tank for the rest of the season. How far we've fallen. Playoffs at the start of the season we wanted at the minimum. Now it's survival. But yeah, we'll be back. We'll be back after the break, guys, for the next segment. Take care.
Follow Bleed Norwich on TikTok for all the latest Norwich City Football Club updates.
So, hello everyone. Welcome back to the Bleed Norwich podcast after the break. Now, we're going to get on to your guys' questions that you've all sent in. A lot of them are the same, I'll be honest, this week. It's been a lot of, who do you want in? So, to answer all those questions in now, who do we want in? Jack, we'll go to you first. Who do you want in?
Will Still.
Crikey. Alex.
Anyone at this stage, really?
Bro, I'll see if the Puppet Man's available.
He'd probably do a better job than Manning.
To be fair.
What's the odds on Pete the Kit Man?
Pete the Kit.
He's ruled himself out.
He's ruled himself out.
Yeah, I reckon there's going to be like a shock announcement, and it'll be the coldest sort of clip going.
Yeah, at this stage, I'd take anyone that wants it, to be honest with you.
It'll be like Pete Dye will turn around, topless, arms folded.
I'll tell you what.
Head coach. Oh, I'd love that.
I'd fancy John Boy House.
Well, I'm going to go for.
All right, nice.
Yeah, sorry, you're naming another Kit Man. Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if I was living in an unrealistic world in Dreamland, Dick Loken or Pep Guardiola, realistically Gary O'Neill, I think, is probably the likely one. You call me boring, Jack, but I'm being real. That's my realistic option because I think it's only out of 2. Right, now we've got a whole lot of your questions to get through, guys. We'll start with Doeke Senior. I did get a question from him.
Go on, the boy.
So he says, where have things gone wrong for Norwich City Football Club? Changing ownership? ? The wrong type of sporting director who was responsible for recruitment of coach and players? ? What has gone wrong for the club? I think he's sort of given us a choice of answers. Was it a change of ownership going from Delia Smith to the Norfolk Holdings Group with Mark Atanasio, or was it the wrong type of sporting director who has been responsible for the recruitment and coach, which have visibly ultimately failed. I think the latter is probably the correct answer for me. Jack?
Firstly, hello to my dear friend Doeke Senior. A bit of Dutch there for you chaps. Secondly, I don't think you can blame the change of ownership because it's something that us fans have been crying out for.
Yeah.
With all due respect to Delia and Michael, I don't know. I think it's a mix between Ben Napper potentially, but I honestly think it was the fact that Liam Manning was so set to begin with of playing, his 3/5 at the back, and I just don't think the players brought into it. I think Manning lost the dressing room very quickly. And it was obvious that nothing was going to change until it turned really, really sour with the fans, which it did.
Yeah, fair enough. Alex, I'll go to you. What do you think's gone wrong? Do you think it's Ben Napper, or do you think it's a bit of everything?
Yeah, Napper is responsible for part of it. I mean, before he joined us, he never had a sporting director role.
No, he was loans manager at Arsenal.
Exactly. So, is he still learning how to be a sporting director? Potentially.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. I think, he's definitely needs a job. I agree with Jack where you say you can't blame the ownership. Absolutely correct.
No,
because we've been begging for this.
We've been begging for it for a long time, and we wanted financial stability.
We got it,
which we've now got.
And he's putting his money where his mouth is. Atanasio, he will invest in this football club. And from listening to the multiple interviews, the fact that he went on to Canary Call, I think he's got the best intentions for the club. And I wouldn't say it's a change of ownership. I think he's just put his faith into the wrong people, i.e. Ben Napper, Zoe Webber, and Neil Adams.
He's relying on the wrong people.
Yeah. So for me, it is sporting director who's recruited the wrong players and the wrong coach and. Yeah, that's where it's gone wrong.
But then again, it is new to Napper in a way.
Yeah, but I show no sympathy.
I haven't got any sympathy for him, but he doesn't really know that role well enough. I don't think.
Not to get the club out of the rut that it's at the minute.
No.
He
needs more experience.
Are you ready to get on to the Instagram questions, everyone?
Yep.
Yeah.
NCSC Jack 1. Farker, yes or no? Now, Jack, you said this in a podcast a couple of weeks ago. It's like getting back with an ex, isn't it? I'm gonna have
never as good the second time round.
I don't know. I'm torn on this one.
No, it's a no for me.
Alex?
He has said that he would want to, but no, to be honest with you.
Yes, for me, 100%.
But he's
100%.
He's a good championship manager. As soon as he gets that level above, albeit he hasn't had the best squads to work with, he's just got no plan B of doing anything a little bit higher.
I think that's a fair, slightly fair argument. I think he had a better squad at Leeds.
Yeah. But he hasn't had the best to work with as such.
No, the recruitment hasn't. I don't think it has been brilliant from Leeds. I think they still missed a couple of signings here and there, but the quality of players there. You got to look at.
The quality is better than the quality that we give him.
Yeah, Noah Okafor. They've got very good players in that side. Timmy's Chilies and Marmalades are best friends. Said, I don't think Daniel Farker would leave Leeds, even if they sack him, and come back to us. Do you agree? This is the thing. Would Daniel Farker pick up the job where it is right now?
No.
I don't think he would. That's such a step down. He'll be relegated from... not relegated. Sacked from a Premier League side. Would he come down to the bottom of the Championship? As much as he loves Norwich,
potentially
I don't think he would.
League One side.
I just don't think he would.
No.
Will Hartley has asked, What's your favourite biscuit?
Well, Will, if you look on the Instagram, you'll find it.
Exactly, it's in our highlights, isn't it? Meet the team highlights, and you can find out there. So and follow
But
us.
for me, it's a fig roll.
Oh, well, now you've ruined it, Jack. Now you've ruined. No,
Oh.
look, they've got to look at the Instagram. We've got to pull them in to follow the Instagram. Now you're just giving away your answer. Well, mine is a Maryland chocolate and hazelnut.
And for mine, you'll have to go to the Instagram because that's what it's there for.
Cool.
That's that then.
Christ, there's a lot of them are the same question, but we'll go to Dulcie Jackson. Did you want Manning out or Napa? Both. I think it's fair. But yeah, we all wanted both.
Both.
Jack, you wanted both out?
Yeah.
Yep. Big Up Golshi says, Pep in, who says no? Pep.
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 Pep says no.
Is that Pep Guardiola or Pep Lynch?
Pep Linders, you mean?
Or whatever, how the fuck you pronounce his name.
Pep Linders. Yeah, well, I think he says no as well. Will.4_7. With the next Norwich manager you want at Norwich, where do you see Norwich in 5 years' time? Top end of the Championship, I think. Jack?
Mid-table Prem, mate.
Alex?
What was the question again?
With the next manager you want at Norwich, where do you see Norwich in 5 years' time? It's a very good question.
Surviving in the Prem.
Surviving in the Brown Christ.
Hopefully. But that's a bit too ambitious, really.
No, it's not.
Isaac Delph.
Here we go. Here he is, the boy.
We do love Isaac Delph. Did you know he very kindly sent me his England ticket for England's game on Thursday evening because he's unable to make it, and Wembley's only down the corner from me. And what a lovely bloke! Shout out to Isaac.
Yeah, respectfully though, that's not the question. So
no, it's not. But I just want to give him his kudos. You know what I mean? Does Sargent go in January for a reduced fee due to his poor form caused by the team around him?
Yes.
I think if he does go, it won't be for as much as what we were getting offered in the summer.
Definitely not.
Jack?
I don't think he goes.
Didn't you say in the last segment that you think he does?
No, if he does, I said.
Oh, if he does. Okay, I thought... Yeah. Sorry, just so I'm not...
No.
Yeah.
If he goes, we need to get a striker in, but I don't think he will go. I think he's very committed to the cause.
Yeah, fair enough. Isaac does follow that up with what style of football would you like them to play? Does it matter if we win games in terms of the new manager? He asked what manager we would like.
We're not going to win them all. We know that.
But I think what he's asking is similar to what we spoke about. Do we want someone?
We want someone to get results.
Yeah, we want someone to get results.
Football is a results game business, and we need results, and we need them fast at this point.
Yeah, I mean, what style of football do I want them to play? A style of football that we can enjoy and that wins us games, ideally.
Yeah, I don't want... I want results, but I don't want it to be boring.
I'm a sole believer in, if you're getting results in football, it can't be boring, because you're winning games. And that's all that matters. Football is a results-based business for the fans as well. If we keep winning games 1-0... and let's say the opposition have 70% of the ball, but we're winning the league every season. We're in the Premier League. We're winning the Premier League every season, but we're winning every game 1-0. I'm fine with that. Yeah, I mean, we're winning games. I'm a sole believer. If you're winning games, it's enjoyable. No matter the style of play. Yes, Sam Gooderham. He said too long he did message Bleed Norwich. He said it was too long to type out this time because his usual 3 questions have come in a paragraph now. I mean, I say a paragraph, it looks like my university dissertation. Do we get somebody in on a temporary contract until the end of the season that can keep us up, or do we go for someone that can hopefully make us progress further up the league and have another rebuild in the summer? Because changing a sporting director, backroom staff is a huge job to do during the season. Great question, Sam. Really good question. Jack did mention it earlier in the podcast about getting someone in on a temporary contract. I think that does make sense in terms of what we need right now, because I think in terms of what Norwich City need in the long run, it's very different to what Norwich City need now.
Yeah.
What Norwich City need now is someone to get results in and win games and galvanise the players. That could be something that we need in the long run as well. But again, finding someone that's going to be stylistically really good for Norwich, really good at bringing through academy players and whatnot. It might not be also someone that can galvanise players, get results, gritty. I mean, a manager that likes experience, so to speak, and stuff like that. So I think a temporary contract does make sense. And then in the summer, I think, we need to start acting on changing a sporting director for Den and backroom staff. But then again, Wolves have done it. I think they sacked their sporting director as well as their manager this season at the same time. So why can't we?
It can be done.
It can be done. So, I think someone in a short-term contract, rebuild in the summer to get a head coach in that stylistically fits Norwich, because we're going to stay up. And then we'll go for promotion next season with a new sporting director. Jack, I'll go to you first.
I think a short-term contract to the end of the season. There'll be managers out there that will take that. Don't get me wrong. They wouldn't take it just on the fact, right, I've got 6 months. They'd take it on an initial 6 months, but then if the goal that has been set out for them has been met, it will then have to be extended.
Yeah.
There's no way a manager would sit there and go, 6 months, and at the end of that 6 months, I get what? Piss all? No. If say you was to go to, listen, I don't think it would be a Gary O'Neill or a Russell Martin or a Will Still or anyone like that. They would want
permanent
3-4 year contract to build. I'm thinking like a Neil Warnock or someone like that, an old head that would look at that and think, I'll take that for 6 months. I'll take that for 6 months, and there's an option of a year at the end if I keep them up or do X, Y, or Z. There'd be someone there like that. And then in the summer, have a rebuild. Get rid of the deadwood, like Ben Napper, like Zoe Webber. Get rid of them. Backroom staff, I'm unsure about, because, I remember, you used to sack a manager and they were all gone. The backroom staff were gone. It's a complete rebuild. When the new manager comes in, he brings a goalkeeper coach. He brings, obviously, his assistant manager. He brings fitness coaches, to potentially physios, because you build a relationship at a football club with a manager, and you tend to go from place to place with that one manager, because you all know how they all work. You're all singing off the same hymn sheet. So in terms of getting rid of the backroom staff as well, I don't know. I'm not sure if that's a thing nowadays. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know if Sam means backroom staff as in like Neil Adams, Zoe Webber type of thing, or like you say, coaching staff, because you do make a very good point, because I think we brought in 4 coaches from Liam Manning's coaching staff at Bristol City, and only 2 of them left with Manning. So it's interesting. Are we gonna see one of them become the interim head coach for a while? We don't know, but we do expect Norwich City to make an announcement within this international break.
Yeah.
That we are going to get a new head coach. Anyway, on to the Alex, you didn't get a chance to answer your own brother's question. I mean, unless you just want to tell him to piss off, I don't know.
No, it's I can't remember now.
I can't remember the question. Oh Christ, it's a long read. Do we get somebody in on a temporary contract?
Oh yeah, temporary contract. Yeah, it can work, and like Jack said, on the pretentious that they have an agreement at the end of the season. If they keep us up, it gets made permanent.
Yeah.
But are there a lot of managers out there that would take that? No.
Yeah, I don't think there is. I know Jack thinks there is. I think there's managers that will take 2 to 3 year contracts at Norwich. I just don't think there's going to be any that will
That would
take.
take like a 6-month one.
Yeah,
That's-
I'd love to see it happen.
There's
But
possibly there is, but
yeah, but yeah,
yeah.
it's a great question, Sam. It is, but yeah, it's
And obviously, second, it needs to happen, but will it happen midway through a season?
don't know.
It can happen, but I hope it happens. But then we've got to go and find a new one for before. Well, if it's not going to be in December for January, is it?
Yeah.
If it's after that, we've then got to go and find one before the summer to do the summer intake and outtakes.
Ben Kensel, Kieran Scott, bring him in. Yes, let's move on to the rest of these Instagram questions. We've still got a few to get through, I believe. Yes, a lot of these are who do you want as the next manager? Here we go. Toby Stonarch. Does the style of play bother you when getting this new manager? I think it's very yes and no. I think again, for me, it's all about getting results now. So style of play doesn't really bother me too much, but I think that's short term. Long term thinking, style of play definitely matters.
Definitely.
God, Alex getting tired already. Jack.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
God. Do you think H Halls 6 asks, do you think Gary O'Neill would be a good fit? I've said out of him and Russell Martin, I think he'd be a better
He's
fit.
a better fit out of them two, I think, as well.
Jack?
Yes and no. It really depends. He could be, but again, I think out of him and Russell Martin, I'd hate to have to choose between them two, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Parrot Harry, so I'm going to guess it's Harry Parrot, .ncfc, has asked, do you think Napa should be given the chance with one more manager? I've said no. Alex, you said no, didn't you?
I've said no, but he's going to be given it, isn't he?
Yeah, no, that's it.
So
He is going to be.
it's something we've got to accept. He's going to be given it.
Yeah.
Should he be given it? No.
No, but we will be backing the manager, or head coach, sorry, when it gets announced. Jack, over to you. Do you think Napa should be given a chance with this to appoint the new head coach?
Yeah.
Crazy. Sorry, to me that is crazy. David _Phillips _author has asked, will we get relegated? Now, if you asked me this a week ago when Manning was still in charge, I would have said yes. If you ask me this now, I'm still 50-50 on it. I think it absolutely depends who we get in and if they can hit the ground running.
It has to be right to go in the right direction.
And they have to hit the ground running.
We are in deep trouble.
Yeah. Jack, will we get relegated?
I hope not.
Right. I love it.
We all hope not.
Ruben, he's asked, who would be your preferred candidate to take over as manager? Preferred, Dick Loken, for me. Alex?
Going off the current list of the...
No, this is your preferred one. Your choice. You're the sporting director. You're bringing in the head coach. Who are you bringing in? Make it somewhat realistic, though. Don't just say Zinedine Zidane.
Zizou.
We'll go to Jack first, then.
Yeah, I just don't know who would want to come here currently, but I don't really know.
I don't think Dick Lakeman would want to go here, but yeah, I'll tempt him. Don't you worry.
Christian Tits, get him here.
Yes, why not?
Here we go.
Jack.
All still.
Who is your preferred?
It's out of two.
Oh, dear, okay.
So, what do you mean by that?
Because but you throw the most outlandish names in there, so I'm intrigued. Carry on, please.
Will Still, or
every time
Neil Warnock. I've said it. No. I've said it for years, mate. I've said it for years. I'd have him tomorrow, and he'd get he'd play a very, very fine tune with this fiddle that's broken. broken fiddle.
Okay. Harmer32 asks, is there any chance of Brendan Rodgers? I think again he'd be one again similar that could get a tune out of the fiddle, but I just don't realistically see Brendan Rodgers coming here.
He's going to want to come here, and he's going to, because of who he is, who he's managed in the past, he'll want a big pay packet.
Yeah,
He will, and I honestly think we'd pay it. Mark Atanasio has said relegation's not an option here, chaps. Right? We know that he's got deep pockets. We know that he's not afraid to put his hand in said deep pockets. I honestly think if he wanted Brendan Rodgers, he would just give him his checkbook, give him a pen. There you go, Brendan. Write as many zeros on that bad boy as you want, mate.
crikey.
But
Right.
let's not take the piss, not too many. Let's just scribble some of them out.
Yeah. Pep Guardiola, what's he doing? Ruben W161109. Why is there still rumours of Will Still? It's like hiring Dean Smith again. Oh, Ruben, that is a great question because that has upset Jack. Oh, he's off. He's off. Oh, he's gone. He's gone. Ruben, thank you very much for that question. I've been waiting to ask all podcast. Jack, are you coming back?
No.
Fair enough. He's coming back.
It's just a blank screen.
It's a blurred one as well because he blurs his screen. Oh, right. Well, we'll go on to the next question now, Jack, so you can come sit down again.
Thank you.
Max G _16 said, would you rather Norwich just stay up or we get relegated but win the FA Cup? Now, obviously, realistically, that's not going to happen, but I'm going to answer his question. Relegated and win the FA Cup. Every time. Every time.
Nice little cup run.
I would absolutely... such an easy question to answer. Norwich stay up in the Championship. That's our achievement. That's the achievement. Norwich stay up. Or Norwich get relegated, but we win the FA Cup. A cup we've never won in our history. A major trophy and European football the following season. Bite your hand off. Bite your hand off.
European football in League One.
We'll be playing European football whilst playing in the fucking Papa John's Trophy. If it's still called the Papa John's Trophy.
Can
I just say, how have you struggled to pronounce the name Max?
Yeah, I didn't.
And I'm in agreement with you, mate. I'd go down but win the FA Cup all day long.
Absolutely. Alex?
Yeah.
Agreed.
Get a bit of European football in into League One. Go for it.
Yeah, and that is all the questions today, guys. Again, thank you very much for getting them in. A lot of them were the same about what manager would you want. We can only answer it so many times. So obviously, you know what our preferred choices are and who we think will get it. Now we'll go on to our quiz questions that we've obviously asked in this podcast, and we'll give you the answers now if you've joined in. Alex, are you gonna go first? Or should we give you our answers? Yours was it the lineup in the
lineup in the playoff final,
right?
Because that was what Russell Martin and Gary O'Neill featured in.
Right. Okay. So I've gone for John Ruddy in goal.
Yep.
Back four of Stevie Witts, Russell Martin, Seb Basong, and Martin Olsen.
Yep.
Midfield, I've gone for Tetty, Johnson, Howson, Redmond, and Houlihan.
Tetty, Johnson,
Howson, Redmond, and Houlihan.
Yep.
And then Cam Jam up top.
Yep. Spot on.
Bang, 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 bang.
Jack?
Yeah, I got the same. I got Ruddy, Martin Olsen, Seb Basong, Russ Martin, Stephen Whittaker, Redmond House, and Tetty Johnson, Houlihan, Cameron Jerome. Can I have an extra point? Gary O'Neill came on in the, I want to say like 81st or something like that minute.
He did come on.
Yeah.
In the 57th.
87th.
Oh, no, you don't get that's too far off.
Right,
That's
what about
no, hang on. No.
Shut up.
No, you
shut up. No, you shut up.
No, you shut up.
You shut the fuck up.
Okay, well, this gets silly.
What man?
Extra point for the referee being Mike Dean.
I
Who then also
ain't got the
refereed.
fucking referee. I asked for the bloody starting 11.
Shut up. Who then also refereed our first game the following season in the Premier League.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. Google it.
No, he didn't.
Our first home game then.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
He famously didn't.
He definitely did. He
Have a
did.
look.
I know he did.
I'll find it now. I can tell you now.
I'll find it now.
I can tell you now, and he didn't. I can't remember what it was. It was what was the referee's name? Because it wasn't in. Because he went viral because he disallowed Cameron Jerome's goal versus Crystal Palace.
Good best for the overhead kick.
Yeah, and it wasn't Mike Dean.
That wasn't our first game of the season.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was. Let's have a look. First game of the season. Oh, that's quite sad, Jack. You
Premier League. What year would it have been? 2016.
2015.
15-16.
Yeah.
And it was against Crystal Palace. It doesn't. That's referee. Simon Hooper was his name. That's his name.
That's the one.
Yeah. Simon Hooper. Well, whilst you enjoy eating that humble slice of cake, Jack, I'm going to give you the answers to my question.
You want me?
It was Simon Hooper. That was his name. I was trying to think of his name, but yeah, it was Simon Hooper because he famously disallowed that Cameron Jerome
overhead kick because it was a high foot.
High foot, supposedly. Yeah, never in a million years. But the last 5 players to have scored a hat trick for Norwich City. Jack, are you ready?
Yeah.
Borja Sainz.
Yeah.
Are we not saying them?
Oh yeah, do you want to say them? Well, I'll give you an okay.
Well, Sainz.
Yeah.
Ida.
Yeah.
Pookie.
Yeah.
Did Jonathan Rowe? Is he on there?
No. Jack.
Hang on. I've got stupid paper. I've got Signs.
Yep.
Adam Ida.
Yep.
Timu Pukki.
Yep.
I've got Josh Sargent.
No.
Is he not?
Sargent hasn't scored a hat trick for us.
Hasn't scored a hat trick. Do you know the last 2? Now, I did say to you guys, this dates back to the 17-18 season. So you've got Borja Sainz, Timu Pukki, Adam Ida, Jordan Rhodes, and James Maddison. Jordan Rhodes scored a hat trick in the cup away at Wycombe Wanderers. Alex, you should have known that. You were at that game.
No, yeah, you did, didn't you? Yeah.
And James Maddison scored a hat trick away at Hull City.
Yeah.
Where we lost 4-3.
And we lost 4-3, yeah. Yeah.
There we go. Those are the answers. Jack, your
in the
question.
purple kit.
Yes, it was, yeah. I think we've both given our answers to
I think we've both, yeah.
Both an F and a Koku.
Yep.
Is it right?
Yep.
But yeah.
I think I picked up the most points there. But yeah, I think that ends the podcast. Any final words? Jack, you look a bit miserable. After Jack.
Yeah.
You're right.
He's just annoyed that we got his question right, I think.
No, I'm still trying to prove my point about Mike Dean.
It wasn't.
It was Simon Hooper.
Simon Hooper.
I feel like Mike Dean might have been. No, that's away. Fucking hell. No, it was one of the first games of the season.
Yeah, but it wasn't. Wait, okay. Do you want me to have a look for you? Because you're really struggling with this.
I feel like might have been Stoke. I don't know. Either way, I know he was there.
He was in the stands watching. I'm sure of it. Right, let's have a look. Because we need to get on with this now, Jack. Right, the Sunderland game. Was he referee for that? No,
that was away. I'm on about home game, you tool.
Stoke. It was. He did.
Fucking knew it was fucking that game, you piece of. End the pod.
Right, any final words from anyone? Jack?
Jack?
I'll do the outro today, shall I?
Are you going to do okay?
Yeah, it's fine. So thanks for listening, or watching, or however you tune in to the Bleed Norwich podcast. I'm going to leave you with this one. Will Still.
We won't be leaving with Will Still. I'm sorry, mate.
Why?
I can't do
Why
that. I
not?
can't do that to the viewers. Thank you very much for tuning in, but I cannot leave them with Will Still. That's not going to galvanise them.
Right.
But
I'll
you
just
say Neil Warnock, Gary O'Neill, Pep Guardiola, Zinedine Zidane.
no, but I will leave you with this, Bleed Norwich fans. Aim for the moon, because if you fail, you'll land amongst the stars.